Good evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Ansmane Sonyase. Here are the main news headlines. President Adama Barrow received in audience at the State House on Friday a delegation from the Global Fund, following which the fund's delegation announced a nearly $41 million grant for the Gambia to accelerate progress in the fight against HIV, tuberculosis and malaria. A press briefing was held on Friday to address the latest instance where fire service officers were attacked and their vehicles damaged. As they prepare to leave for Mecca today, Friday, Gambian pilgrims on Wednesday visited three important historic sites in Medina, including the mountain of Uhud, where Hamza, the Prophet's uncle, and other Muslims were killed in battle. The Gambia Immigration Department has commenced operations to enforce payments for residence permits, work permit, and alien cards. And in international news, today, June 7th, is World Food Safety Day, a global initiative by the United Nations to raise awareness about the importance of safe and healthy food. Well, stay tuned for more on these and other stories. And we now take a look at the news in detail. President Adama Barrow received in audience at the State House on Friday a delegation from the Global Fund, which both sides assessed the fund's investment partnership in the health sector. Following the meeting, the Global Fund delegation announced a nearly $41 million grant for the Gambia to accelerate progress in the fight against HIV, tuberculosis and malaria. Momola Micho reports.
President Barrow is receiving a delegation from one of the biggest funders of Gambia's health sector. This meeting is the latest in a two-decade-long partnership between the Global Fund and the Gambia in the fight against diseases that were increasingly life-threatening due to a weak health system. Now, both sides of the partnership are taking stock of the progress made and looking to the future. RFA is the Chief Financial Officer of the Global Fund and head of the delegation.
While our funding are grant, they're based on performance. And I will repeat what the President said. He said that, and I quote in Wolof, "Ñaar fukki at lu yàgga la, te lu yàgga rek dëgga la." We have achieved a lot in this country, but the challenges ahead to continue to deliver for the people is even higher today than it was 20 years ago.
The Global Fund's grant support to the Gambia's health system has been impactful in more than 2 decades of interventions. Unlike in 2002, when the prevalence of HIV, tuberculosis and malaria were high, there has been a drop in the cases of these deadly diseases. Katifal Sow is the Global Fund's department head for Africa and the Middle East.
I think we should first start by celebrating what we've done to date. What we're talking about is, I would say, close to 300 million, 277 million signed as grants for this country in the last 2 decades. It's significant. And as His Excellency the President said this morning, we're talking about more than $10 million per year over the last 20 years. Now moving forward, as we embark in this period of 2024-2026, we will be investing $40.9 million in this country to not only respond to HIV, tuberculosis and malaria, but also to strengthen health systems, which I know is very dear to the heart of the Ministry of Health. The Minister himself with his entire cabinet.
The International Funding Organization's continuous support to the Gambia is seen as a sign of progress in a committed partnership for the well-being of our population. Dr. Ahmadu Lamin Samate is the Gambia's Minister of Health.
Now, Global Fund's intervention has been widespread in strengthening the laboratories, because for you to be able to deal with these diseases, you have to have strong diagnostic capabilities. Then, of course, after the diagnosis, you need to treat, and they've been providing consistently the drugs for the treatment of these diseases over the years. And these are high-quality medications. I think this is a very, very big plus for the people of this country.
Looking ahead in its partnership with the Global Fund, the Gambia has devised the strategic ambition of further strengthening its health system and increasing prevention and treatment of malaria, tuberculosis and HIV cases across the country in the years ahead. Mahmoud Lawin, Choy QTV News.
Now away from the presidency, the Gambia Fire and Rescue Service says their officers were attacked, 2 of their 5 vehicles damaged by people they describe as irresponsible during an operation on Wednesday in Kanifing Estate as they responded to fire call-outs. Mahmoud Gajaga attended a press briefing where details of the incident were revealed, and he now reports.
In what was meant to be routine operations to put out a fire after a call, the Gambia Fire and Rescue Service say their officers came under attack and 2 of their vehicles were severely damaged on Wednesday by people they describe as irresponsible. Ahmad Jangha is the Assistant Chief Fire Officer for KMC.
On Wednesday, around 19:27 hours, a call was received at Bakau Fire Station, a fire call, that there is a fire outbreak at Kanifing, adjacent to the General Hospital, Kanifing General Hospital. And unfortunately, when our team arrived, they were attacked by irresponsible people, I would call them, throwing stones on them and caused a lot of damages on the vehicle.
The Gambia Fire and Rescue Service is tasked with saving lives and property in the country. In the course of their work, they saved the lives of humans and animals from fire outbreaks, wells, rivers, on top of trees, buildings, and from devastating car accidents. Ahmad Jangha says they expect the public to support, not to attack them.
It is unfortunate that the people who sacrifice their life, their time, to come and save life and property are attacked and treated in this manner. It is very wrong and not acceptable. And we want the public to understand that fire service is for the people, and we are up to make sure that life and property are safe.
According to the Fire and Rescue Service, although the recent incidents are among the worst, they regularly face lots of challenges, which making their important work even harder. These include the few vehicles they have, the small water capacity of some of their vehicles, and the low public awareness and support for their work. Here is Ahmad Jangha again.
Some places are not accessible by a fire truck. There are situations whereby the fire service truck will be parked at a far distance, and then they will be laying hoses up to about 100 meters to make sure that they reach the heart of the fire. These are all challenges because of the nature of our settlements. Again, because of the vehicles, their capacities are not high. There is no vehicle that we are using now which is more than 3,000 liters.
Mariama I. Fati from the Gambia Police Force Public Relations Office explains what is being done following the recent incident.
The act that has been done already constitutes an offense known as malicious injury to property. Investigations are ongoing, and if any person is found wanting, or the person is presented before a court of law, and the law finds him guilty of an offense, the penalty that is attached attracts a 2-year imprisonment term, and that is serious.
Adam Asanyang, the Assistant Chief Fire Officer for the West Coast Region, and Bunja Suso, Senior Divisional Officer, Banjul, all echoed similar sentiments. The Gambia Fire and Rescue Service is appealing to the public to cooperate with them as they are working in the public interest, and neither their personnel nor their equipment should be attacked or damaged, especially in instances where they have gone to help. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, quite unfortunate news there. And well, now as they prepare to leave for Mecca today, Friday, Gambian pilgrims on Wednesday visited 3 important historic sites in Medina, including the mountain of Uhud, where Hamza, the Prophet's uncle, and other Muslims were killed during a battle. QTV's reporter Babakar Sise is with the team, and he traveled with Duawan Travel and Tours. Well, he now reports.
In 625 CE, the mountain of Uhud was the site of a fierce battle between Muslims of Medina and non-believers of Mecca. On the slopes of this mountain and heavily outnumbered, the Muslims gained the early initiative by forcing the enemy to almost withdraw. Prophet Muhammad was the architect of this battle, leading the Muslims. Against the command of the Prophet Muhammad, some Muslim archers left their assigned positions to loot the enemy camp, which allowed a surprise attack from the enemy led by Khalid ibn Walid. Many Muslims were killed, including Hamza, Muhammad's uncle. Prophet Muhammad was also injured in this battle. The Muslims had no choice but to withdraw. The enemy then marched back to Mecca, declaring victory. Most of the pilgrims from around the world visit this historically important battleground and pray for those killed. From Uhud, pilgrims visited Masjid Quba, which is the first masjid built by Prophet Muhammad on the outskirts of Medina as soon as he arrived on his immigration from Mecca to Medina, and the mosque was later completed by his companions. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to come to Masjid Quba every Saturday and offer a 2-rakah prayer. The Prophet then said that whoever goes and prays in this Masjid Quba, he will be given the reward as if he has performed Umrah. The next masjid is Al-Qiblatayni, meaning Mosque of the Two Qiblas. It is the place Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received the command from Allah through Angel Jibril to change the direction of prayer from the Temple Mount in Jerusalem to the Kaaba in Mecca. Due to renovation works, the old prayer niche facing Jerusalem was removed, and the one facing Mecca now remains. The final place pilgrims visited is a famous dates market in Medina, renowned for selling the Ajwa dates, the most expensive date variety in the world.
Haji, welcome, Haji Gambia, welcome. Welcome, Haji Gambia, welcome.
Ajwa dates are special because they are actually cultivated in Medina, and our beloved Prophet was said to have blessed its seed. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "He who eats 7 Ajwa dates every morning will not be affected by poison or magic on the day he eats them." This, among other health benefits, has made Ajwa the Prophet's favorite dates. Babukar Sise, QTV News, Madinatul Munawwara.
And the report there by Babukar Sise will lead us to a commercial break, but we will be right back.
Tubaski Fiesta! Celebrate this Tubaski with the biggest and the cheapest data and voice promo in the Gambia. Get social media bundles for all your favorite sites: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, Snapchat, Telegram, and X for as low as $15 for 100 megabytes or $60 for 1 gigabyte. You can't beat that! Or buy the Kacha bundle and get 1 gigabyte data with unlimited voice calls for just $100 and stay connected with family, friends, and loved ones. Dial *343# and choose option 1 to subscribe. So rush now and be part of the Tubaski Fiesta with QCell. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell Senior Boss. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, thanks for staying with us. Now, the Gambia Immigration Department commences operations to enforce payments of residence permits, work permit, and alien cards. QTV's Jennifer Sonko spoke to the department's public relations officer and the officer in charge of ID cards.
To reside in the Gambia and work, non-Gambians and expatriates are required by law to acquire an employment or residential permit and an alien's identity card, which are to be renewed annually. Fines or imprisonment can be imposed for a failure to produce one when requested to do so. Chief Superintendent Mamanding Diba, the Public Relations Officer at the Gambia Immigration Department, explains the operation to be conducted.
This is an important exercise that the GID is embarking on. It is a general inspection exercise that we do, sending our personnel all out in the streets and everywhere of interest to us to make sure that they inspect the population and make sure that people who are supposed to have the relevant permits for their residence in the country have complied with the laws that have ordained such regulations. Right now, this is what is going on. We have decided to come out and share this moment with the people so that they know that whoever they see immigration personnel outside doing such movements, they are instructed by the relevant authorities, and this exercise is covered by the law.
It is compulsory for all Gambians over the age of 18 years of age to carry an ID card. The slow process of obtaining ID cards has left some citizens discouraged to acquire one. Superintendent Mamadou Jallo, the officer in charge of ID cards, explains efforts to improve on this.
As of now, we are a little bit constrained, but I can tell you our plans are on high gears to address this issue, but we are producing and all the operations are going on smoothly. Currently, the ministry is trying to secure consumables. As you know, we have limited stock, and then they are working on to ensure that consumables arrive here as soon as possible to ensure that productions are not hindered.
The Gambia Immigration Department urges Gambians and non-Gambians to cooperate with Gambia Immigration Department officials while conducting the inspection exercise. Also, landlords and business owners are required by law to encourage non-Gambians residing in their homes or working in their businesses to cooperate and obtain the required documentation. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
Now, the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital is currently developing and validating its first antibiogram. The guideline being developed aims to enhance antimicrobial resistance testing and stewardship for the AFSTH and all hospitals across the country. Mohamed Lamin Choi tells us more.
Officials of the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital are meeting to finalize a document that will guide their response to antimicrobial resistance. Horaja Sen, the chief matron at EFSTH, and Dr. Hadiba, principal investigator of the Pfizer research project, speak of the significance of an antibiogram guideline in healthcare service delivery at EFSTH and other hospitals in the Gambia.
Looking at currently the situation even we have with regards to the increase in the number of MDRs in the hospital, this is something that will really move us to another level in terms of trying to develop a guideline that is going to help to mitigate some of these drug resistance that the hospital is facing, and by extension the entire country.
We have been isolating multi-drug resistant organisms for the past few months, and this is a real concern. The guideline that we have developed, I have no doubt it will set the pace in the fight against antimicrobial resistance, not only for Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, but it will serve also as a template for other hospitals within the country.
The implementation of the guideline is expected to have a tangible impact on healthcare delivery, ensuring that patients receive timely and effective treatment, while also contributing to the global effort to combating antimicrobial resistance. Here are Dr. Charles Robert, a senior consultant for general surgery at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Fatima Diba, the Director of Health Services at the Ministry of Health, respectively.
We know we get consultants and specialists from different parts of the world, and they come with different trainings. So everybody just uses any antibiotic anyhow. And I think this program of the antibiotic, trying to get protocols in place, I think is long overdue. that will help us to be able to control the development of these multi-drug resistant parasites.
Do not let these guidelines only stay at the hospital. Filter it down to the basic health services, from the minor health centers to the major health centers, the district hospitals as well. And also, do not forget the veterinary people as well. Please bring them on board because they also use antibiotics. So if we do not carry everyone along, all the good work you do will not have a lot of positive outcomes. And at the end of the day, we want to ensure that whatever is being done, we get the population to benefit.
Antimicrobial resistance occurs when microbes, bacteria, fungi, parasites, and viruses evolve over time such that antimicrobial drugs that previously worked against them are no longer effective. According to the World Health Organization, this is one of the biggest public health threats, which directly caused 1.27 million global deaths in 2019. That number of deaths is expected to rise up to 10 million annually by 2050. Excessive antibiotic use is a significant driver of this resistance, according to health experts. If the treatment is too short or weak or incorrect for the infection, there is a risk of leaving behind resistant microbes. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
And from the report there by Mahmoud Lamin Choi, now on to international news in a moment. Now, today, June 7th, is World Food Safety Day, a global initiative by the United Nations to raise awareness about the importance of safe and healthy food. This year's theme is Food Safety, Prepare for the Unexpected, emphasizing the responsibility of all individuals, from farmers to consumers, in ensuring the safety of our food. Loliam Kamara has more.
World Food Safety Day is observed every year to raise awareness about the importance of food safety and to promote global efforts to prevent, detect, and manage foodborne risks. According to the World Health Organization, unsafe food is linked to the deaths of an estimated 420,000 people every year. In addition, 600 million people fall ill after consuming contaminated food. With the COVID-19 pandemic adding more strain to global food systems, it is crucial to prioritize food safety to protect our health and well-being. To commemorate this day, the World Health Organization representative, Dr. Jane Wangechi Maina, has also released a statement emphasizing the need for collaboration and investment in food safety systems.
These illnesses and deaths are largely preventable if food safety is prioritized along the food chain. That means from the producer to the consumer, and we all are the consumers. This year, our focus is on the theme, Food Safety, Prepare for the Unexpected. On this important day, we emphasize that food safety is a collective responsibility. Everyone, from producers to consumers, must play their role to ensure that food on our plates is safe. However, there are exceptional situations when, even with everybody's best efforts, the unexpected can happen. And that is why we are asking, are you prepared for the unexpected? In such cases, we must always be prepared to take action to avoid illness.
Madam Maina further states that safety incidents can range from minor events to major international crises. She recognizes the efforts of the Gambian government in establishing a requisite governance system to drive multi-sector action needed for food safety.
Food poisoning at local restaurants, voluntary recalls of contaminated products by manufacturers, outbreaks from imported products, or natural disasters. Food safety hazards do not recognize borders.
On this World Food Safety Day, let us all take a moment to reflect on our role in ensuring the safety of our food, from washing our hands before handling food to supporting local farmers who produce safe and healthy food. Each of us can contribute to a safer and healthier food system. Together, we can achieve the goal of safe and nutritious food for all. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
And I'm afraid that's all about it for this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap for me and headlines. President Adama Barrow received in audience at the State House on Friday a delegation from the Global Fund, following which the fund's delegation announced a nearly $41 million grant for the Gambia to accelerate progress in the fight against HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria. A press briefing was held on Friday to address the latest instance where fire service officers were attacked and their vehicles damaged. And as they prepare to leave for Mecca today, Friday, Gambian pilgrims on Wednesday visited 3 important historic sites in Medina, including the mountain of Uhud, where Hamza, the Prophet's uncle, and other Muslims were killed in battle. The Gambia Immigration Department has commenced operations to enforce payments for residence permits, work permit, and alien cards. And in international news today, June 7th, is World Food Safety Day, a global initiative by the United Nations to raise awareness about the importance of safe and healthy food. Well, that's all for this bulletin. Do join us tomorrow, same time, for more news. Until then, on behalf of the entire production team, thanks for watching.